And we are back with our guests. And you're going to like this, I promise you. On this segment, we have John Scott, Stan Townsend. The subject is wood turning. And if you don't know about wood turning, you're going to know a lot more when we get through. Gentlemen, welcome.
Thank you.
Good to have you here. And I want to make sure, as I wrote it down, Northeast Oklahoma Wood Turners Association.
That's correct.
All right. We have some examples of work that we're going to be showing that you fellows were nice enough to bring and share with the folks. We also have some video that we're going to show in a few minutes, provided by one of our own that you know well. A little bit about wood turning, and I'm going to, the obvious question, why do they call it wood turning?
Well, it's wood that's turning rapidly on a wood lathe. And we remove what we don't want. What's left is a work of art.
It's tricky, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
What do you, aside from the equipment, what do you need? Nerves of steel and a wife that understands?
That's part of it. You need a real sharp tool.
Yeah.
And those sharp tools cut anything they touch. So it can be risky, but we do it safely. And we train people to do it safely.
That was going to be my next question.
Yeah.
Do you work with beginners?
We absolutely do. We have beginning classes that start at random times during the year. Last year, I think we had about 4 classes that consist of 4 meetings a week apart, and it's called Beginning Wood Turning, and it's Learn to Turn. And we've taught 6 to 10 people per class, and they meet one night a week, 4 weeks in a row, and when they get through, they know how to turn wood safely.
You both know Tim Yoder.
Yes.
Yes.
Tim's provided us with some video from his workshop. Tim has a show that we carry, in fact, here on RSU Public Television, and I'm fascinated. I never miss it. And I've told him for years how much I enjoyed it, and he just kind of blows me off. Oh, yeah, sure. Anyway, Emily, if you would roll the video on that, and let's take a look at Tim, so folks at home have a clear understanding of wood turning. This is, what the piece of equipment there is the lathe?
That's a lathe,
yeah.
and that's a screw chuck that he's using there, and he drills a hole in the wood and screws it on there until it's tight up against the chuck jaws. And now it's turning rapidly, and he's going to use that gouge, and that particular one is a bowl gouge, and he's going to remove wood until that piece of wood is round. And he forms the outside first into a bowl shape, if that's what his goal is, and then he turns it around and shapes the inside. Right now, that's the top of the bowl he started with, and he's going toward the bottom.
Any idea what kind of wood we're talking about here?
That looks like walnut. Maybe
Probably is.
walnut is a very nice wood to turn. It's pretty wood, and if you get some with figured grain, it finishes beautifully.
Some of the pieces that Tim has turned out are striking. Absolutely striking.
They really are. Tim is a very good turner. We
Well,
have.
don't tell him that. His head's already big enough. Goodness sake.
Well, don't let him watch this.
All right.
No.
He is quite good. He is quite good. So there's the bowl taking shape. And I don't know if it'll be on here or not, the video where we see him turn the wood around where he starts to carve out the inside.
Yeah, right now he's doing the bottom of the bowl on the outside. And he's got the surface of it pretty well smooth. Where the dark is, he's removed it there. And that is called an internal spigot. The chuck jaws go in that cutout, and when you turn it around, then you can use that to hold it. Right, he's unscrewing it, and he's going to turn it around and chuck inside that opening, like right there. And tighten, and then you screw the jaws out, and it grabs that bowl. And now he's starting to remove the inside.
Which will result, of course, in the bowl
In a
before
bowl.
it's all said and done.
And for a wood turner, you need to turn the bowl thin. For a consumer or a customer, you need a little weight to it so it won't wallow around on the table. Usually that's about the right size for a fruit bowl.
Nice slow motion there, Tim. I'm watching you, bud. He does a great job. And like I said, the show's fascinating. I'm usually always with him. Where do you get the wood? You know, you can't just go out and cut fresh wood.
It grows on trees.
Oh, stop it. Oh, look
We
at
get
that.
wood that is windblown and taken down by storms, and trees that of necessity have to be removed. Generally speaking, we have to let it age a little anyway, so that the sap is not fully, it's not saturated with sap.
Gosh, that's
He's putting some oil on there now, and that's one of the chosen finishes for walnut.
isn't that gorgeous?
It's beautiful.
And that's the natural look.
Yes.
Holy Toledo. Okay, somebody say they're sitting at home, they're watching this, and they say, you know, I'd like to try that. What do they have to have? Do they need to buy the equipment first, or should they come to you first?
They need to come see us first. I mean, the first thing that the people that try and sell this will tell you, oh, you need a set of tools. Well, you get 8 tools, you may use 2 or 3 of them. There's some in there that you may be a long time before you ever use. We can tell you which tools to buy. We can show you. We have like the Learn to Turn sessions, and we also have about, I can probably get you in 30 shops within the next week. And the guy will stop what he's doing, show you how to do it, let you touch the tools, and see if you like it.
Let's take a look at some of the things you brought. 2 of these have a basket look. And I have to tell, let's start with the one down there by you. Would you mind to pick that up and hold it where the camera can get a shot of it?
Sure.
Because it looks like a basket.
Yes.
Well, I can tell you about it. It's called a segmented turning. And each one of those colors is a separate piece of wood that's glued together.
No kidding.
And it's done in layers, so you have to do the pattern and then lay the pieces in according to the pattern for it to come out looking like. Then after it's glued together, then you turn it to get it smooth, sand it down, and it winds up like that. This one is a solid piece of wood. Mm-hmm. It's done to simulate the Indian woven baskets, but it's a solid piece of wood that is turned with
Is that beautiful?
it's turned with the beads on it, and then we wood burn the vertical lines one at a time, and then we do the colors by pattern, and those are individually painted.
How many hours?
Many. Many hours.
We have a large one here that I'm just going to hold up
Yes,
so I can get a
there.
quick shot of, and then we have some in the front. I won't let the cameras get without me getting involved.
That's a piece of native red cedar, and John happened to do that one.
Really?
Yes.
I did.
It's a very nice fruit bowl for the center of your table, or just we like bowls to sit around and put things in.
Really? Popcorn?
Yeah,
There you
popcorn,
go.
that's a good one.
All right, there are 2 on the front. Most unusual. If we could start with the one in the center, gentlemen, and I'll give you time to
Okay.
line up on it, and you can explain what we're seeing.
The one in the center is a burl. You see lumps on trees?
Yeah.
That's a lump.
No kidding.
And the grain is all directions. And you can see after it's turned that it leaves a figured quality to it. And there are some voids in that, and it's filled in with turquoise on that one. And it's also a natural edge up on top. That was the outside of the tree.
Well, you know, it goes without saying, all of these pieces are actual, to me, works of art. There's no
They are,
question.
yes.
And to get from one stage to the other has got to involve hundreds of hours.
In most cases, yes. The simple bowls take a significant amount of time. We like to think that if you're getting paid $3 an hour, you might make a living, but I doubt it.
Okay. Is it okay to pick this up?
Yeah, you pick
Yeah.
it up, sure.
Oh, it's light.
It's light. Now that's a beautiful piece of wood,
It really is.
and it has a this design on here. That's also John's, by the way.
John,
Yes.
I got lucky.
it's always the quiet ones. You know,
Well-
you got to watch.
He and I picked these out, we decided that these were different and unique, and we ought to talk about them.
So-
That's put on there electrically.
No kidding.
It's a high frequency electric transformer, and you use a solution that will attract the track of it, and you put it on there. When turned it on, it
I hate to
burns.
do this. We're out of time. I'm getting frantic signals over here. First time I've seen one. Thank you, gentlemen, for coming in.
You're
bet.
very welcome.
And we'll talk more about this down the road. That's all the time we have. Thanks for joining us.